भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो 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 भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Text 8. Tattenu kampam susamikshmano gunjana evatma kritam vipakam hridvagvapubhir vidadan namaste jiveta yo mukti pade sadayabhak जीवेत यो मुक्ति पदे सदाय भाग तत्ते अनुकंपां सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतं विपाकं कृत्वा वपुभिर्विदतं नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्ति पदे सदाय भाग तद्देनुकंपां सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतं विपाकं कृत्वा वपुभिर्विदतं नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्ति पदे सदाय भाग. Few people can take turns reading, please.
Tatte anukampan. Tatte anupan. Tatte anukam. Thank you, Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Tatte anukampan susamikshmano.
Tatte anukampan susamikshmano.
Gunjana evatmakritam vipakam. Shrudvagvapurbir vidatam namaste. Jiveta yo mukti pade sadayabhak.
तत्तेनुकंपां सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतां विपाकं हृद्वाग्वपुर्भिर्विदधान् नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्तिपदे सदायाभाक्
तत्ते अनुकंपां सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतं विपाकं हृद्वाग्वपुर्भिर्विदधान् नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्तिपदे सदाय भाक्
तत्ते अनुकंपां सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जन एवात्मकृतं विपाकं हृद्वपुर्भिर्विदधान् नमस्ते जीवातो यो मुक्तिपदे सदायाभाक्
तत्तेनुकंपां सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतं विपाकं हृद्वाग्वपुर्भिर्विदधान् नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्तिपदे सदायाभाक्
Therefore. Anuk 2. Te.
Te.
your, anukampam, compassion, susamikshamanas, earnestly hoping for, punjanaha, enduring, eva, certainly, atmakritam, done by himself, vipakam, the fruitive results, breath, with his heart, vak, words, vapu bihi, in body, vidadan, offering, namaha, obeisances, say, unto you, jiveta, life, yaha, anyone who, mukti pade, the position of liberation,
To the position of liberation.
sa,
He.
rightful heir, the he, daya bhag, the rightful heir.
The rightful heir.
Translation. Please repeat after me. My dear Lord,
My dear Lord,
one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim.
His rightful claim.
Therefore, I believe it is by the disciples of the Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
No,
Am I wrong?
it's by Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Ki Jai.
Srila Sridhara Swami explains in his commentary that just as a legitimate son has to simply remain alive to gain an inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness, following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, automatically become eligible to receive the mercy of the personality of Godhead. In other words, he will be promoted to the kingdom of God. The word samikshamana indicates that a devotee earnestly awaits the mercy of the Supreme Lord, even while suffering the painful effects of previous sinful activities. Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders unto him is no longer liable to suffer the reactions of his previous karma. However, because in his mind, a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. The purpose of the entire creation of God is to rectify the living entity's tendency to enjoy without the Lord, and therefore the particular punishment given for a sinful activity is specifically designed to curtail the mentality that produced that activity. Although a devotee has surrendered to the Lord's devotional service, until he is completely perfect in Krishna consciousness, he may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness of this world. The Lord therefore creates a particular situation to eradicate this remaining enjoying spirit. This unhappiness suffered by a sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is rather the Lord's special mercy for inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world and return home back to Godhead. A sincere devotee earnestly desires to go back to the Lord's abode. Therefore, he willingly accepts the Lord's merciful punishment and continues offering respects and obeisances to the Lord with his heart, words, and body. I'll read that again. A sincere devotee earnestly desires to go back to the Lord's abode. Therefore, he willingly accepts the Lord's merciful punishment and continues offering respects and obeisances to the Lord with his heart, words, and body. Such a bona fide servant of the Lord, considering all hardship, a small price to pay for gaining the personal association of the Lord, certainly becomes a legitimate son of God, as indicated here by the word dayabhak. Just as one cannot approach the sun without becoming fire, one cannot approach the supreme pure Lord Krishna without undergoing a rigid purificatory process, which may appear like suffering, but which is in fact a curative treatment administered by the personal hand of the Lord. Om Jnanathmirandasya Anandjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So I want everyone to take turns to read and hear what Srila Prabhupada has said about this verse over the course of many lectures. We are here to hear about Srila Prabhupada and his words. So I'm going to turn on the slideshow where Prabhupada has quoted this adequately, this verse, in the presence of devotees when he was here many times, many times. And let us all read and meditate on what Srila Prabhupada is saying. So the mic, someone can take the mic from there. There's enough cable to go around the room.
Go ahead.
No, I have to see it.
Put it in a slide mode if you can. Excellent.
Okay? Someone can start reading and passing the mic, please.
In Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14a it is stated Tattenu kampam susamichamano vijana eva kritam vipakam. Whenever a devotee is in distress or has fallen into difficulty, he thinks that it is the Lord's mercy upon him. He thinks, thanks to my past misdeeds, I should suffer far greater than I am suffering now. So it is by the mercy of the Supreme Lord that I am not getting all the punishment I am due. I am just getting a little by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is always calm, quiet, and patient despite many distressful conditions. A devotee is also always kind to everyone, even to his enemy.
Thank you. This is Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita, purport for chapter 12, text 13 and 14. How does this work? Okay, got it. Thank you.
A pure devotee therefore submits in all circumstances to the supreme will of the Lord, accepting it all auspicious.
Accepting it as all auspicious.
The purport of this verse is that when a devotee is in a calamitous condition, he takes it as a benediction to the Supreme Lord, of the Supreme Lord, and takes responsibility himself for his past misdeeds. In such a condition, he offers still more devotional service and is not disturbed. One who lives in such a disposition of mind, engaged in devotional service, is the most eligible candidate for promotion to the spiritual world.
When a devotee is put into an awkward position, he takes it as a mercy of the Supreme Lord. This verse states that the devotee accepts a reversal of his position in life as a benediction by the Lord, and consequently offers the Lord more obeisances and prayers, thinking that the punishment is due to his past misdeeds and that the Lord is punishing him very mildly. The punishment awarded by the state or by God for one's own faults is actually for one's benefit.
As exalted devotee of Lord never thinks that he is Paramahansa or a liberated person, he always remains a humble servant of the Lord. In all reverse condition, he agreed to suffer the result of his past life. He never accuses the Lord of putting him into distressed condition. There are signs of an exalted devotee, tatte anukampan susamikshamana. When the suffering reverse conditions, the devotee always considers that the reverse conditions are the Lord's consciousness. Concessions. He is never angry with his master. He is always satisfied with the position his master offers. In any case, he continues performing his duty in devotional service. Such a person is granted promotion back home, back to Godhead.
So let's finish. I know you have lots of questions. Too many, I think.
I think, bro, maybe if we stick
Let us
in
finish.
that paragraph and then we talk about it,
Yes.
or else we'll forget.
Yeah, we'll always go back. We'll go back. We'll go one bus live and then we'll have it again. People can read it and ask. And I'll try to answer if I can. All the senior devotees here, they can answer.
But a Narayana Para devotee is unafraid. He simply wants to remember Krishna wherever he may be. Such a devotee is unconcerned with hell and heaven. He is simply attached to rendering service to Krishna. When a devotee is put into hellish conditions, he accepts them as Krishna's mercy. Tattenu anukampam susamakshamanam. He does not protest. Oh, I am such a great devotee of Krishna. Why have I been put into this misery? Instead, he thinks this is Krishna's mercy. Such an attitude is possible for a devotee who engages in the service of Krishna's representative. This is the secret of success.
I don't have too many slides, so after the gentleman, we can pass it to the ladies later. No, you could probably, if you would like. That's fine. You already passed it to the ladies?
Ladies first.
It's too late.
Even if an Akama devotee is suffering, he thinks this is due to his past impious activities and agrees to suffer the consequences. He never disturbs the Lord. Sakama devotees immediately pray to the Lord as soon as they are in difficulty. But they are regulated as pious, regarded as pious because they consider themselves fully dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Even while suffering in the midst of difficulties, devotees simply offer their prayers and service more enthusiastically. In this way, they become firmly fixed in devotional service and eligible to return home back to Godhead, without a doubt. Sakama devotees, of course, achieve from the Lord the results they desire from their prayers, but they do not immediately become fit to return to Godhead.
A devotee is naturally so humble and meek that he accepts any condition of life as a blessing from the Lord. Tatte nu kampam susamshikam susamiksham manam. A devotee always accepts punishment from anyone as the mercy of the Lord. If one lives in this conception of life, he sees whatever reverses occur to be due to his past misdeeds, and therefore he never accuses anyone. On the contrary, he becomes increasingly attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of his being purified by his suffering, suffering therefore is also a process of purification.
Thank you, Mother.
is in a condition of so-called distress, he considers it a gift or blessing from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a devotee is always thus situated in Krishna consciousness in any condition of life, he is described as Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhak, a perfect candidate for returning home back to Godhead. The word Daya Bhak means inheritance. A son inherits the property of his father. Similarly, when the devotee is fully Krishna conscious, undisturbed by dualities, he is sure that he will return home, back to Godhead, just as one inherits his father's property.
This is the unique position of a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although the king was cursed, he welcomed the curse because a devotee is always aware that nothing can happen without the desire of the Supreme Lord. Although the king was not at fault, Agastya Muni cursed him, and when this happened, the king considered it to be due to his past misdeeds. Tatte anukampan Samiksha Manam. This is a practical example of how a devotee thinks. He regards any reverses in life as blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Krishna is the cause of all causes, Sarvakara Karanan. The one who has no connection with Krishna is disturbed by immediate causes and cannot restrain his vision of separation or differences. When an expert physician treats a patient, he tries to find the original cause of the disease and is not diverted by the symptoms of that original cause. Similarly, a devotee is never disturbed by reverses in life. Tate nukampam susamikshamanam. The devotee understands that when he is in distress, this is due to his own past misdeeds, which are now occurring reactions, although by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, these are only very slight. Karmani nirdahati kinti cha bhakti prajam.
The appearance of distress is a negative process intended to give the devotee relief from this material world, which is called Mrityu Sansara, or the constant repetition of birth and death. To save a surrendered soul from repeated birth and death, the Lord purifies him of contamination by offering him a little distress. This cannot be understood by a non-devotee, but a devotee can see this because he is vipashit, or learned.